thank you so much for watching. I'm Pippi Peterson. Today I am going to change the fuel filters on my diesel dually, and I want to show you how the process, the step-by-step. Anybody can do this because, well, depending on your physical capabilities or whatever, but it's something that I recommend people do because if you can learn to do this stuff on your own, you save hundreds of dollars. I got my fuel filters replaced by the one of the manufacturer shops, and it was over $300. If you could do it yourself, it saves you a lot of money. It's really just plug and play, right? Kind of more or less unscrewing and rescrewing. So that's what we're going to do today, and let's get started. I have a 2016 Dodge Ram dually. It's a 6.7 liter Cummins engine, and my filter, the back one, by the way, there's two on mine. The back one is kind of about right before the wheel and in the middle. So I'll slide under, it's going to be about right in the middle of the truck. Scooching in, and there you can see the back fuel filter, and I've got some of these solo cups. I'm going to drain it. This bottom piece is you turn it to drain because there's fuel in there, and so I'm going to catch the excess fuel in here so that the next one I can use the fuel that I capture to refill the filter. I also have a drip pan below, just in case it comes out too fast or, you know, I can't capture all of it. So I've got all my fuel out of the filter. It's about a beer's worth. You can see I've still got the drain open, and there's a blue cable, you see, and it connects up here, clicks in. So I'm going to unclick it right here, and when I pull this out, I'll just keep the blue cord with it. When it's out, I'll replace this bottom onto the new one. But right here, this is just a squeezy click to unplug. I just got it undone. I needed two hands. It's this little top part that pushes down as you pull outward. So I got that out. I'm ready to just unscrew this. I'm definitely going to need two hands and maybe some borrowed muscles. And while I was doing this, some more fuel began to come out. So I collected about that much more. So in total, if you added that to the other cup, it'd be almost a full cup. So unfortunately, my oil filter wrench is actually too small for the filter. They do make these larger. I just don't have one, and I don't want to put everything back together to go to the store. See it? Yeah, it's I think it's just too small, but it's okay. Before I even had that, I always used a strap for my oil filters. So, and I can do the same thing. So this is the oil filter. This is a new one, right? Oops. But it's up in the truck like this, pointed like this. So I need to spin it this way to undo it. So what I will do is I will wrap, let's see, around this way. And then I just have to hold this on there. It's hard to do with one hand, by the way. Sorry. Hope you're not getting seasick. So I'll hold this one like this with one hand, like that, and then this hand pulls this around, and then I just keep pulling, and it'll begin to unscrew it. Then once the seal's broken, then I can manually do it. All right, with a lot of twisting, I needed somebody else to do it. I had Todd do it because I just couldn't do it with my muscles. But we got a rubber hammer into the strap to help tighten that and pull it. So we finally got it out, and here it is. So now I need to put this in a vise. So everybody says it's hard to get these off. So I get this in a vise and then I turn this off because I need this. This will go back on the new one and then this will be discarded. Oh, and wear some sort of safety glasses. I actually got some diesel in my eye, so I had to like flush it out, you know, with the squirty stuff. Not good. Always wear your PPE. Best. This is what happens when I sit down. Somebody's want some lovies. If I get down on the ground, this happens. I love it. Yeah, Pearl. Hello, Pearl, Peeties. Peety, boo. Good dogs, you guys. Good dogs. Good. Very, very good. I love you guys. Yes. Snuggle fest. Snuggle fest. Yes. Oh, Chasey. Best thing ever. This new one out. And I got this loosened. So we'll remove this one. After 1,000 turns of it. And we'll put that in here. Good boy, Chase. My helper, making sure everything's okay. Best. Try not to touch them too much because I probably got a little bit of residue on me. Best Chasey Wasey. Adopt a greyhound. Best dogs ever. Snuggly and docile. Big lovers. I almost made the mistake of using the same O-ring, which may or may not have been a problem, but I've got new O-rings. So this one will go on the little one, and then this bigger one will go on this side. So I'm cleaning this off as I replace the O-ring. It's a good time to remember to close this because we unscrewed it to let it all come out. So you want to make sure to screw it back up because when you prime the line, it'll start dripping otherwise. So definitely keep that, remember to screw that back in. I'm just going through and cleaning the mating surface right here and in the threads, even up around here. Just clean it off a little bit. I'm making sure to get this on really tight again. Not too tight though, because it is plastic. And I found this worked to take it off. Even though some people might put it in a vise, this actually works pretty well. But putting this part back on, I'm going to manually do it. They say never use something, right? So this is a hand tighten. A little bit stronger than a regular hand tighten for me. So I've got the O-ring on for this. I'm going to put some fuel back in here because when the pump goes on, when the line, you know, starts feeding fuel, this actually fills up. So that's where it's all being filtered, hence the fuel filter. So if I put some fuel in here, there'll be less space to prime in the line. So I'll be sure to put some in there. And people do that with oil. I do that with the oil filters too, but then some people say, oh, you don't need to do it, but why not? So I'm definitely going to do that. But before that, I'm going to go under one more time and clean the mating surface that this attaches to. Just like I cleaned this before screwing it back on, I'll do the same thing for the other surface. By the way, on this truck, I can't put oil into the oil filter. Remember, this is a fuel filter, so the oil filter, because I actually have to put it in sideways. I can put a little bit in. I have to put it in sideways and then, like, you know, really finagle it in. So the other fuel filter is up here in the front, under the hood, and mine is right down there. I'm hoping the light will adjust. There we go. It's this circular one, and that yellow is what's going to bleed out any of the fuel that is in the filter currently. So I have, this is 1 1/8, and I put this down here to make sure I can access it. So I've currently got a universal on it. I don't know if I'll need it, but got it just in case, because it's very limited room to get a handle in there. But first, I'm going to bleed this guy. All right, so where the drain is, I'm going in from the front, and let's see, I just saw it. Oh, there it is. You can see a pipe, like the clear plastic pipe where it's yellowed. That's where it's going to drain out of. So I'd like to collect if I can, but at the very least I'm going to get this underneath. And get some cups out. See if I can possibly save some of that. So here's my attempt to save. If I didn't put these up here and I put them in the drip pan below, it would just be leaking on this this axle. So I've got these lined up. I think this one will take it. When that fills, I can scoot that over, because it's a little hard to get them in there. So we'll see how hard it is to get it out when they're full. But just in case. So it says on it, open to the left. So I'm just gonna do a little turn. It's supposed to be only like a half turn. Yep, quarter turn. I can hear it going. Look at that. Perfect. It's going perfectly in that first cup. So I ended up going to Home Depot and getting an extension to be able to reach down in there a little easier. It was just too wing jangly because I had to get this down there, or you know, I couldn't get my hand down there. So we'll try this. There's the old filter in there. Take that out. Bunch more fuel is draining out, I can hear down below. And here we are. There's the old one. Kind of pushes in there. And I see this O-ring is still remaining here. I might need to get a screwdriver to help me get that off. It's a little tight. And I've got the new one seated in there, the new O-ring on, and I'm going to fill it up with the diesel that I've got out of it. Now, remember, I've emptied this twice now, so I may only be able to use one of these. But the second time I did get more fuel out than the first time, so I don't know if there was more than a cup's worth, because some could have drained in the pan. But interesting, check this out. You can see the particulates in the bottom. So there certainly is some dirty stuff in the cups, or in the fuel. So I guess it's a nice thing it does have a filter. What I found was, first of all, this didn't work as well as just manually doing it. I personally could not do it, so thankful other people are stronger than me. And as you see it here, it looks like the best place to come in is right here, but it's not, because there's too much of a bend in this little elbow right there. So if you can put it up here, and then let it fall down behind, you get much straighter of a joint. And that was the best way to get it off. And I'm assuming back on. So, time to tighten. The nice thing about filling up the new and empty filter and filter holders with fuel, instead of just letting it prime through, you know, the regular process, is that, because some people will say it's probably not necessary, but I guess in this situation the great thing to do that is that you know if you've closed or opened further those drip valves, those drain valves on the back filter. When I was filling it up, it started draining out on my lap. By the way, I have diesel all over me. I got it all over it's in my hair, it splashed on my face and my eye, like I said, and I just smell like fuel. But I had the thing, so I closed that drain valve, and which was I think the you know, righty-tighty, but and so it screwed up into the thing, but that was actually open, so I had to unscrew it. You know, it hangs down about this far, and that's the closed position. So it was a nice thing that I filled that up and was able to see that before priming the lines again and then turning on the truck, because if I did that, my tank would be empty, you know, halfway down the road, so half mile down the road or whatever. So anyway, that is a good reason to do that. So the way to prime the lines is to just turn it on and then turn it back off and then turn it on a few times. So you know, at least 2 times. You know, I'll do it like 5 times just to make sure. And just to clarify, it's actually not turning it on to start, it's turning it on to run. So turn, run, and then off. Run and then off, not start. Whether you just change the back one or the front one, let's say you just do one, like actually I just did the back one, but then I had to drive again to get that extension. I had to prime the lines. So even if you do both at the same time, obviously, but even if you just do one, you have to do that. And now this running, definitely check for leaks. Looking good here. And I already checked the back because I've driven since. I'll check it once again. I don't see any new leaks still. Then the last thing to do is to remember to change your readout back to 100% or 99. It only goes to. So you just hold down that triangle button on your, this one. My thing's upside down, so it's this one. You hold that down, and then you're presented with a screen to say, okay. You have to scroll to say okay, or cancel. I already did mine when I was out on the road, so I don't need to do that. So good luck changing your fuel filters, and definitely keep up with those. If you care about your diesel engines at all, you know, it's good to keep up with all the regular maintenance. And in fact, when I change my oil, I do it like half intervals than what is recommended, especially if I've been driving in, you know, or dusty conditions or anything like that. So I like to keep up with that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like, an awesome comment, share this video. I really appreciate it. It helps the channel out. And go ahead and get yourself a Righty Row Let's Go t-shirt from the channel merchandise store. Thank you for watching.